After Kharpani comes bamboo shoot, in terms of ubiquity and popularity at least. In this region, bamboo is woven into the very fabric of existence. Beyond its structural utility, bamboo defines the palate of Northeast. Few Northeasterners would admit to anything more seductive to their taste buds than the bamboo shoot. These shoots are utilized in a staggering variety of dishes. The sheer inventiveness with which various ethnic groups savor them deserves the scrutiny of culinary experts worldwide. The most widely relished iteration, however, is its union with khar. When the season arrives, bamboo shoot becomes the most coveted ingredient for Kharpani. The craving reaches a fever pitch starting in May and persists until late September, when the shoots begin to acquire a greenish hue and their flesh turns unpalatably woody. As the season matures, local markets swell with those seeking the essential components of a Kharpani feast. Hill folks descend to the plains, burdens slung from their foreheads, cashing in on the regional obsession to secure much-needed liquidity. After having explored the Kharpani bamboo shoot interconnection, let us proceed toward another delicate, ubiquitous, and deeply rooted gourmet staple, a fare tethered to the Northeastern subconscious. Here, too, the bamboo shoot plays a majestic role. Our challenge, however, lies in finding a universally understood name for it, as every ethnic group guards its own doting terminology. I have decided to zero in on the term used by the Tripuris, Gudok. While the cuisine is popular across the region, each group adding its own subtle culinary stroke, I am inclined toward the Tripuri designation for several reasons. The Tripuris are perhaps the most devoted to this ethnic staple, and their method of preparation strikes me as the most authentic, most original, and most delicious. In terms of sheer recognition, Gudok is the name that resonates most with non-ethnic locals and curious outsiders alike. In Tripura, one often witnesses a certain playful banter between Bengalis and Tripuris. When a Tripuri is in the mood to poke fun or needs a sharp repartee to defend their cultural pride, they often say, "We may have adopted much from you, but we taught you two things of great consequence: how to savor Gudok and how to quaff langi." Langi, for the uninitiated, is a celebrated Tripuri rice beer. The role of the bamboo shoot in the architecture of Gudok is so intricate and estimable that one is left wondering, was Gudok conceived as a signature dish to honor the bamboo shoot, or was bamboo shoot sent to earth to serve as Gudok's main consort? It is a riddle of the gut that remains difficult to answer. One holiday morning, during a spirited gossip session where we were animatedly debating the most covetable dish in the world, my know-all senior stunned us into silence with a shrill cry of exasperation. We knew his temperament. He had zero tolerance for anyone who presumed to know more than he did. We must have been spouting some pedestrian nonsense that grated against his sensibilities. As we turned to him with the requisite doses of interest and awe, he launched into an enlightening explication of what he considered the ultimate gourmand's dream, the most palatable, desirable dish on earth. "Listen," he paused, clearing his throat with theatrical gravity. "You all talk nonsense. These Mughlai and continental spreads are utter rubbish. You cannot define a gourmand's delight through television commercials. Context is everything. Got it? Let me tell you an anecdote that will illustrate what is truly the most mouth-watering thing on earth." With that, my senior wove a magic web that ensnared us all. Years ago, for political reasons, he had to go into hiding in the home of a Tripuri friend, in a hamlet buried deep within the impenetrable Tripura hills. One morning, he joined his friend's family as they set off for their Jum. The Tripuri couple, with their wicker baskets slung from their foreheads, one child astride the man's waist and another trailing behind, started their trek at dawn. My senior had little inkling of the distance, the ice-cold streams he would have to wade through, or the vertical slopes he would be helped to clamber up. By the time they arrived, the Bihu sun was beating down on them mercilessly. The June plot was a clearing on a steep hillside, just below a mountain peak. My senior lay there, spread-eagled on the floor of the tongue, the stilted hut built in the June plot for overseeing crops, while the others set to work. After an hour's rest, he joined the weeding, trying his hand at a labor he had never before experienced. Finally, it was time for lunch. The Tripuri wife and her children headed back to the tongue to prepare the meal. My senior followed his friend to a stream flowing below to wash and fetch water. His friend first collected drinking water in a gourd shell container, and then the two took a few quick dips in the cool water. It was soothing, refreshing, and utterly invigorating. Reaching under the stone slabs, his friend emerged in no time with a handful of crabs and small fish. They began the steep climb back, carrying the gourd shell water container and a small packet containing the crabs, the fish, and a few freshly sprouting bamboo shoots. It was a punishing ascent that my senior would have barely managed were it not for the bracing effect of the stream. One thing was clear by now. My senior had craftily set the stage, building the background that makes a meal truly comfortable. Near the tongue, the Tripuri housewife had nearly finished the rice, with her 2 children in tow, one helping her, and the other making a mess of things. Cooking rice in this context meant packing it into a bamboo hollow and charbroiling it over a smoldering fire. While the older child tended the flames, the mother prepared the accompanying fare. And that fare, as you might have guessed, was Gudok. My senior declared, pausing for effect. He then launched into a vivid description of how a tribal housewife orchestrates this masterpiece in the middle of a workday. To a Northeasterner, the preparation of Gudok in a jhum field is familiar, yet watching it unfold remains fascinating. My senior, a keen observer by nature, had every detail videotaped in his memory. The housewife had brought fermented dried fish from home, which the Tripurists call burmai. This ingredient is a regional staple, known as seidel or heidel to most. She had also gathered green chilies from the jhum, a specific highland variety renowned for its searing heat and sharp aroma. On a banana leaf, she spread the assemblage: burmai, chilies, wild forest potatoes, ginger, turmeric rhizomes, freshly pulled from the earth, sliced bamboo shoots, and the crabs and fish her husband had just plucked from the stream. Salt and specific Tripuri mints rounded out the collection. It was a rustic yet impressive prep work. She stuffed a large bamboo hollow with these ingredients, added a precise measure of water, plugged the opening with a twist of tender banana leaf, and set it on a makeshift grate to charbroil. The bamboo used here is not ordinary. It is a special species the Tripurists call latha, characterized by unusually long internodes. This bamboo contributes its own distinct aroma to the dish, a quality not all species possess. Furthermore, most bamboos are too thick for the rapid, even heating required. When barbecuing rice especially, heat distribution is a science. If the fire is uneven, the rice inside will be charred in one spot and unpalatably sticky in another. After making sure the hollow had grilled for the requisite time, it was pulled from the embers. The housewife removed the plug to ensure the contents had reached a perfect boil. It was ready. Her husband had fashioned a cooking spud from a sliver of bamboo, and the wife handed him the final task while she herself prepared to serve the rice, wrapping the charred, blackened bamboo in layers of banana leaves to protect his hand. The husband repeatedly thrust the spud into the hollow. This rhythmic shoving squelched the softened ingredients until they were pulverized into a thick, indistinguishable broth. There it was, Gudok. As he tasted it, my senior was transported to a divine realm where flavors become indescribable. No mortal meal could ever rival that taste, he concluded. This dish, Gudok, or whatever name you know it by, is the trademark gastronomy of the entire region. Though names and techniques vary slightly between tribes, its soul remains the same. Dear viewers, we're going to explore a whole empire ruled by a taste in our next video. Yes, heard it right. It's a vast area ruled by one particular taste of the palate. Subscribe to our channel so you're notified when the next video goes live. Thank you.